good morning or afternoon. It may be afternoon. I've been working hard, so I'm not sure what time it is, but I wanted to say hey. If you see the red live button up top, you've caught me live. If not, you're watching the replay, and I appreciate you being here. And I wanted to show you a few garage sale finds from this weekend and some things that I'm thinking about doing, and then show you the project that I'm working on this morning. So let me turn this around here and see if you can see this. There you go. This is a table. A friend of mine, Sue, was having a garage sale this weekend. She had this table. This is the what do you call it, the leaf that goes in the middle, and I thought this was wood, but by the time I got it home and unloaded it, it's not. It's pressed board, and there's some damage to the other side, so I think I'm just gonna find a way to repurpose the leaf and not use that and do the table. The table has these huge legs. Here they are. There's 4 of them, and they're very heavy. And after I got home with that, also my husband says, you know, you don't have the screws to that to connect the legs to the table. So Sue is looking for those, and I'm trying to decide right now, and maybe y'all can help me, whether to, oh, and I got a new apron from Helen. What does she call it? So Nifty by Helen, and she sells these at the Artisan Market at Get Healthy here in DeRidder, Louisiana. So I did get a new apron today. Thank you, Helen. But I'm trying to decide. As soon as I got this table, I was thinking, and I hate the color red, but I was thinking I'm going to paint this table red. It just felt like something that I should do. And with these stripes down it and things like that, it would look old and farmhouse style. And I just think that red with black legs and maybe some antiquing and things through those seams would look good. If you think I should do it white instead or something, let me know, or gray or barnwood. Also got this thing from her, and it's kind of falling apart, but isn't that the way it goes at garage sales? She bought it at a craft fair several years ago, and I'm trying to think, it's a fireplace surround. So I'm probably gonna repaint that and do something to that. But today's project is, let me turn it back around here. I got 2 of these, and I think they may have been home interior. I'm not sure. I think they were nice pictures, and they're nice frames, and that's why I bought them. But what I've done so far is take my drill and unscrew, well, one side of this so that I can get the backing off. And this is like a pressed foam type stuff. It's kind of soft. And then I lifted up all these little things and pulled that out. Then I took some handy dandy wrapping paper from Tractor Supply and covered the piece that I took out. Let's see if I can get this around here. Here I am. Sorry about that. Don't want to tear up the paper. It tears up pretty easily. Then I wrapped. I was going to do a decoupage, and then I was going to show you the iron technique, but then once I figured out that this had like a foam core backing, I'm like, I don't even know if that's heat safe. I'm going to wrap it like a present and leave the pretty picture on back for them to see, and if anybody wants to after the season flip it back around, then they can do that. Then you know, this had been outside for a garage sale. The glass was dirty, and I cleaned it with vinegar, because I wanted to make sure. A lot of times if you're using Windex or something like that, it'll leave a little bit of a residue, and if you're planning on doing something on the actual glass, you don't want to have that residue on there and have your project not stick. So I got some slick stick, and I'll tell you what the plan was. We're not doing that plan now. I made this real cute thing on my silhouette last night using, and you can see it's a blob of a mess right now is what it is. So this is what I'm not crying over. No tears. They're back there, but I'm not letting them come out here. Anyways, this is a mess. So I thought what we would do today was go over putting this on top of the glass. Then I was going to put a coat of this slick stick on it to make sure that the paint that I used on top would stick to the glass. And they say when you first have a stencil or not they say, it's true. When you first have a stencil, you should use your background color over it first because that sort of seals the edges. Then you go over it, which that's what I was going to do with the slick stick, which wasn't going to show up. And then to have my lettering show up on top of this, I was going to do it in white. Got all that stuff out here. And I got out, you know, the decoupage stuff. We went to plan B on that. But anyway, this here, this is for somebody else, not me today. This is not for me today because I just took it back off of there. I did make a second one, a second style to go on the other, the glass of the other frame whenever I start it. But I'm going to be freehanding something on here. Or calm down and do that part tomorrow. But so I've got the whole thing taken apart now, and what we're gonna do together today is paint this frame and change the look of the whole dang thing. So I'm gonna use DIY little black dress, and I hope you'll join me. And we're gonna be going from this to something Christmassy in just a few minutes. It would even be really cute. Plan B on this, let me see if I can pull this any closer. Plan B on this might even be like running some, I would call it hay string or whatever across here to clip Christmas cards on and not have to stencil something on it or freehand something on it. But right now, I'm not gonna let this stop me from moving forward. There's a little slowdown in the road, but it ain't a roadblock. I'm just wetting my brush a little bit, my Paint Pixie brush, and we're gonna hit this frame. And this frame is a little bit damaged. I mean, it's not in great condition, and it didn't need to be because we're changing the look of it. And I just wiped over this with my my vinegar and water rag to get it clean and ready. There's so many details on this frame. It was, I paid $20 for the two of these together. And they probably cost triple that a piece when she bought them. So it is a, you know, a good quality frame. But I got this because there's so many details and stuff in it. And when you have a frame that has good details and things like that, it makes your whole project look fancier and more expensive and all that kind of stuff. So anywhere where there's a flaw, white pieces of that coming through, we're just going to paint over it with this black and not worry about that a bit. Make sure you can still see. There we are. I'm going to move this before I knock it down. So if you have any ideas on what color I should paint that table, whether I should go bold or go home and go with that original red idea, or whether I should play it safe and go with black and white. Everybody loves black and white right now. Let me know, because I have confidence she's going to find those bolts, and I'm going to be working on that table this week. But I love this idea because these frames, after the holidays, this could be repainted again with another color and wrap that with a Easter wrapping paper and make yourself a Easter, you know, just reuse this whole thing seasonally, or put it up in the closet and use it next Christmas, or just consider it a piece of your decor that you change seasonally. It's always fun to have a new project going. Here's some hammering. They must have a project going next door. We have a beauty supply store and beauty salon next door. I normally wouldn't go back and forth so much, but I'm trying to get deep down in the little decorative grooves here on the inside. And also, when there's this many decorative embellishments on a frame, it's always tempting to go over that. I could go over that with white. If I paint words here in the center on that in white, I will probably do that. Just put a little white paint on the end of my brush and dry brush it across, or on the end of my finger, and go across with that, just to sort of tie the frame into the background. But that's the beauty of the paint. If I don't like that, I can always go right back over it with more black. I can, you know, gold and white are supposed to be something big this year. I could have painted this white just as easily and went over the embellishments with the gold, but the buffalo plaid is still real big this year, and I really just wanted to see. I thought that would transform the look of the frame the very most. I see that there's a comment. Let me come back over. I know, Jennifer, I have so many gold frames too, and then I went through a phase of the pewter and silver looking ones and things like that. I have those too, and I have painted a lot of them. I did, I printed out all my favorite like snapshots of my kids and my grandkids and my kids and their spouses and things like that. And you know, it's not like portraits, it's like fun pictures with them laughing and having a good time and enjoying each other. Things that really make me feel good as a parent to see and know that my grown children are happy and have good spouses and things like that. And then I have pictures of my parents and my grandparents and grandkids and me and my husband, of course, and all of my favorites of us just looking goofy and having a good time. I call it my happy wall. And I just grabbed all kinds of old frames that I had, and I got some from flea markets and Goodwill and garage sales and things like that. And then once I saw how many 5x7s I had and how many 8x10s I had of the frames, not the pictures, then I got together the pictures and sent them to Walgreens, and use whatever service that you like to use. But anyways, I sent them to Walgreens, and I made sure I had like an 8x10 of each of my kids and their spouses as a couple, and I made sure I had all, you know, trying to, that fairness thing that happens to us when we become parents, and 5x7s of each of the grandkids and things like that. And then I painted them all. I painted all of the frames white, every single one of them, no matter what color they were before, whether they were plastic, wood, metal, didn't matter to me a bit. I painted them all white. And then the ones that had nice decorative edges on them and stuff, kind of like this does, I went back over it with burnishing gold and just sort of hit the edges, and that's probably on maybe a quarter of them. And then whenever I was arranging them on my floor as to how they were going to go on the wall, I made sure that, you know, there wasn't too much gold in any one spot, kind of a thing. And my great grandparents have gold embellished frames, and you know, so I tried to divvy it out that way. But then I hung them like coming down my stairs from my bedroom is upstairs, and every day I have 16 steps. I walk up those steps looking at my family being happy, and I walk down those steps looking at my family being happy, and the whole thing is cohesive and tied together because of paint, the white paint. And it makes me feel so good. So that was one of those little things that didn't cost me a dang, well, probably cost me $40 in pictures at Walgreens, but didn't cost me anything in the long run to do, and brought me great happiness, and used a bunch of old stuff. Hi, Kim. So if you can, let's see if we should draw this just a tad so I can show you what it's going to look like. And I don't want this to be all shiny. I'm wanting to go with more of the farmhouse feel to it, but this is the DIY clay-based paint, and it has to have a finish over it to be completely finished, or either, you know, water will reactivate the paint. So I'm going to use probably just a matte top coat over it so that it doesn't get shiny, but that it's protected. This dries so fast. Always so impressed with that. Okay, it's not 100% dry. Here I am again. It's not 100% dry, but it's dry enough for you to be able to see the look that we got. So are you on the red part? Yep. Where's the other one? So how cool is that? That's what the transformation was from this to this. And you can do whatever you want through there. Like I said, run, and I may just do that, just run the string from one side of the inside of the frame to the other to make it for Christmas cards to hang in. Here I am, for Christmas cards to hang in, or I may go ahead and freehand something. What I'll probably do is go ahead and get the other one wrapped and get the other frame painted, put a second coat of paint on this one before I top coat it, get a second coat, or get both coats of paint on that one, get the glass clean, use the wrapping paper over the center part and get it ready, and then I will post photographs of the final piece. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. It's just trying to find a way to make something old new again. You know what I mean? Yes, is it Morgan? M-A-R-G-A-N, Morgan? Yes, I know that. I love this too. I was so thrilled to have found this paper. I got a lot of it. It was actually on sale at Tractor Supply, if y'all have one of those there, and it's pretty good size rolls. And we're doing our and I don't know if you saw it. If you want to look back, there's some pictures on here. I painted an old wood chair in the buffalo plaid to yes, awesome. I'm glad you're inspired. That's what I'm here for. But I did a chair painted in the red, black, and gray to match that to go in our display window here at work. We're going to have Java Joe, our coffee mascot monkey, sit in it, and he's going to be wrapping a present in this. On the other wall, we're going to use this wrapping paper as a whole wall background. Just tape it to the whole wall or thumbtack it to the whole wall to give us a background, and then that'll tie the two windows in together if Java Joe is wrapping a gift in it. But it's so popular, and I did a painting, and if y'all are interested in any of that, it's easy to do the buffalo plaid technique, sort of loose and free-handed on things. I've done a painting in the white and black with that. It's nice to, if you get the thick canvases, to go around the edges with it, and then you can do your background in it, or just do a white background. There's so many different things you can do with it. And like I said, next year you just change out the paper for whatever your theme is, or next holiday, and you know, this 20 bucks will be well spent for something that we can repurpose and reuse many times. And I appreciate y'all joining me, and I'll show you pictures of whatever I decide to do with this. Either if I brainstorm and come up with something really cool, I'll come back and show you how to do it if it's a technique. But this is my failed technique for today. It was really going to look cute. It said shoot, what did it say? It said the joy of Christmas is family, and it had some little pine, or what is that, cedar or pine things on the side of it, and I was going to do it white right there in the middle, and it was going to look so cute. But now if I get it, I'm either going to buy a stencil, or it's going to be free-handed, or one of y'all who are great with these things are going to tell me what I did wrong. And or either, you know what I could do too, and I don't have one here to show you, I might just go home and cut it out of vinyl, because I do have some white vinyl, and then I can stick it on there. So if y'all would like to see that, I'll do that. I did cut out some other things that we need here around working vinyl last night, and that's pretty simple for me, and we can put that on there, and then that can always be peeled back off too. So that would be a mix of using paper, using paint, using vinyl, and maybe that's what we'll do, and I'll come back tomorrow with a new fresh idea on that. And if y'all have some ideas, drop them down in the comments. And if you would share this or give me some hearts, it really helps my little business, and I appreciate you. And I will see you either later today or tomorrow with another new idea. And think about that table. Do you think I should paint it red? I mean, what if somebody just, you know, wants to get, I paid 20 bucks for it. What if somebody just wants to have a red table that they just use for the holidays? They could do that, right? Or we could do it white, and they could sit at it all year. It's very heavy. Thanks for joining me, and I'm glad you're inspired. That makes me feel good, and that's what I'm here for. Thanks. Bye.